Elián is a feature documentary that revisits the story of Elián Gonzalez, the 5-year-old Cuban boy who was rescued off the coast of Florida in 1999 and fought over between Miami and Havana over the course of the first 6 months of 2000 before he finally returned to Cuba with his father.
Yeah, well, we started working on the project 4 years ago, and it took us 2 years to meet with Elián himself. We finally got to meet him in June 2015 in Varadero, which isn't too far from his home in Cuba. In that meeting, he agreed he would take part, but it still took us another 9 months before we were able to get to interview him. Elián is someone who's very well known in Cuba, and the Cubans are very protective of Elián, given what he went through, as you can imagine. So, but we did get access, and we did get to interview him in April 2016. And after that, we spent several days with him on different occasions, right through to after Fidel's death at the end of last year, when we paid our last visit to film with him and to discuss the impact of Fidel's death.
Well, I would say Elián is a little bit like Prince Harry in Cuba. You know, he's sort of part of the dynasty, even though he's very much the son of a working man, and he has come up through the Cuban educational system. He's graduated from college as an engineer, and also gone to the military academy near his home. And what happens to him, I think, is sort of the next chapter. We'll see what he emerges as in the new Cuba.
Elián represents that next generation of young Cubans who are following events just as closely as the rest of the world. And what will the impact on Cuba be of the strategy that was adopted by Obama, and will that be continued by Trump or not? And at 23 years of age, Elián is a very articulate, clever young man who is interested in the world around him. And I think it's just going to be very, very interesting in the years ahead to see what role he plays in Cuba and how Cuba continues to change, and the relationship with the US changing as well. I don't think that he has any ambitions to be the president of Cuba. I think that he feels that he owes a debt of gratitude to the people of Cuba who supported him and his family at this moment of crisis. He hasn't shown any political ambitions or any political intentions. You know, he's just a 23-year-old that's just graduated from college. He's got a girlfriend, he wants to get married, he's still living at home, he wants to move out, and he wants to enjoy his first job, which he has right now. Whether he does step into some sort of political role, I think really will depend on what happens in Cuba. And he is a very high-profile character, and you can see from the film he's a very articulate young man, and he's someone who's very well known. So we'll see.